There are over 200 inhabited Greek islands, and choosing one for your trip can be extremely overwhelming. I remember when I was first planning my trip to Greece, when I hadn't yet been before, looking at Google Maps, searching TikTok, scrolling through blogs, and just feeling so incredibly overwhelmed and not knowing how to even get started booking. So in this video, I am breaking down the Greek islands in the simplest way possible. So by the end, you will know exactly which set of islands is your vibe, which islands to consider based on the type of holiday that you want, and how to actually make a decision and book your trip. Of course, if you have any questions along the way, make sure you drop them below, and we are so happy to help. Just to preface, we have not been to every single Greek island. We have only ticked off 12 so far. So this advice is coming from personal experience and also a lot of research that we've done. I'm also going to be breaking up this video into these sections here so that it's super easy to digest and understand. Let's dive in. So first, we're going to zoom out and take a look at all of the different Greek island groups. So you've got the Sporades, you've got the Cyclades, you've got the Ionian Islands, you've got Dodecanese, you've got the North Aegean Islands, you've got Saronic Islands, and then you've got islands like Greek that are so big that they're actually considered separate to these big island groups. So first up, let's talk about the Cyclades, and this is probably the group of Greek islands that you know. The vibe of the Cyclades is quintessential Greece, with whitewashed buildings, blue domes, dramatic cliffs, and iconic sunsets. Islands in the Cyclades are Santorini, Mykonos, Paros, Naxos, Milos, Ios, and Antiparos. The weather here is perfect between May and October. It can get a little bit windy in August. It's best for first-timers wanting that postcard Greece, photographers, sunset chasers, and of course partygoers, because you've got islands like Mykonos and Ios. In contrast to this, the Ionian Islands, the vibe here is lush. It's actually quite green. It's got Italian influenced architecture, turquoise water, honestly some of the most blue water that we have ever seen, and calmer seas. You've got islands like Corfu, Kefalonia, Zakynthos, Lefkada, Ithaca, and Paxos. The weather here is slightly cooler, and it's also a lot greener than the Cyclades and a lot less windy. It's best for beach lovers. Honestly, if you love a beach, then you have to head to the Ionian Islands. It's good for families, road trippers, and people who want stunning water without the stark white aesthetic. Then we have the Sporades. Now, if you love Mamma Mia, then you have to head straight to the Sporades, because this is where Mamma Mia is filmed and you can get amongst it. It's so much fun. They actually have so many pine forests here too. Lots of pebble beaches. It's really laid back and a lot less touristy. You've got islands like Zakynthos, Skopolos, and Ionissos. The weather here is green and lush, and it's really, really beautiful in the shoulder seasons in May and particularly September. It's best for nature lovers, people wanting authentic Greece without the crowds like Santorini, and of course, if you love Mamma Mia, then you have to go here. Then you've got Dodecanese. Now, this is close to Turkey, diverse architecture, far less crowded than the Cyclades, and probably a lot cheaper. Islands include Rhodes, Kos, and Simi, and this is best for history lovers and people wanting beautiful islands without the prices or the crowds. And then one of our favorite, of course, Crete. We will be talking a lot about Crete in this video because it is one of our favorite Greek islands. The vibe here, because it is Greece's biggest island, it's basically its own destination. You honestly get everything from beaches, mountains, history, incredible food, and adventure. We only had 2 weeks here and it was not nearly enough. Because of how south it is, it does have a bit of a longer season in terms of good weather. So the best weather is actually from March all the way through to November. Now, Crete is best for people who don't really want to island hop, because there is so much on this island. You literally can get everything you want here. And it's for people who want a lot of variety and of course the best food. We have a whole video on our Cretan food tour here. If you're thinking about going to Crete, then you have to watch that after you watch this video. It's also perfect for history buffs, adventure seekers, and if you're wanting a bit of a longer stay, it's awesome for that too. So in section 2, we're going to break down these islands in a bit more detail. Obviously, I'm not going to go over 200 of them. I'm going to pick the main ones. And then in section 3, I will go over some of the more unknown islands. So starting with the Cyclades, of course, the most popular set of islands, Santorini. This is probably an island that you definitely know of. It became so famous because of its whitewashed buildings and absolutely stunning, picturesque views. If you love iconic sunsets, you love that quintessential Greece feeling, then you definitely have to go to Santorini. But there are a few things you must consider before you go. It is so expensive to go here now. It's like double or even triple the price of other Greek islands, and it is so busy now that it's probably not very enjoyable in the peak months like June, July, August. If you're traveling in the shoulder months like May and September, I think it can be a lot better, a lot more quiet, especially if you're waking up early to beat the crowds. It is a bit bougie as well, so this could be perfect for honeymooners, bucket list trips, or people who absolutely love chasing sunset. Santorini is also one of those islands that does have an airport, so if you don't want to spend hours on a ferry, you can fly directly from Athens. Moving on next to Mykonos. Now, this is also a very famous island and also comes with a high price tag and the crowds, but it's got a very big party vibe. If you love to party, then Mykonos is absolutely your jam. It's got beach clubs, it's got bougie vibes, it's got the luxury feel to it, but it's also missing that authentic Greece feel. So if you want the glamorous Greece, you want to party and you're happy to pay for it, absolutely go to Mykonos. But if you want that authentic Greece vibe, it might be one to skip. Next up is Paros. Now, we spent 5 days in Paros and really enjoyed it. It is quite bougie and is quite expensive compared to other islands like Milos and Naxos, but it really is quite beautiful. You've got beautiful beaches. It's perfect for families with lots of shallow water as well. So it's perfect for first timers, for couples, if you want to go shopping, if you want that beautiful Greek authentic village vibe, like you're walking through the streets and getting all of those Instagrammable pics. If you want that semi-bougie vibe, but without the price tag of Santorini, then Paros is definitely the way to go. I would skip it though if you want total seclusion. Good thing about Paros though is that it also does have an airport, so you can fly directly here from Athens too. Next up, we have Naxos, and this is honestly one of our favorite Greek islands. We feel that Naxos is so underrated. It is one of the biggest islands in the Cyclades, and it's just got the perfect mixture of everything. It's got stunning beaches, and it's perfect for families because they are all really shallow waters. It's got the most cute little quintessential villages all over the island. It's got mountains. It's got Mount Zas, which we climbed, which was fantastic, and it actually has some of the best food that we had in all of our Greek travels. If you are going, then you must visit a restaurant called Tuel Nico. We had the best moussaka of our life here, and honestly, we still dream about it. So it's perfect for families, longer stays, and people who want that authentic and laid-back vibe, but it's probably not ideal for you if you want compact and walkable. Next up is Milos, and this is one of our top Greek islands as well. It's got the most insane beaches and over 70 of them, so if you are a beach lover, absolutely check out Milos, especially Moon Beach. This is like a beach that looks like you're walking on the moon, and it's just so special, and you can go cliff diving there. Absolutely one of the highlights of our trip as well. It's got dramatic landscapes, and it's got really amazing restaurants as well. This is perfect for you if you love beach, if you like peace and quiet, if you're a couple, if you like adventure, and if you like food. Honestly, Milos is definitely one that we recommend, but if you're looking for a party and a bit of a nightlife, Milos is not the go because it's relatively quiet, especially at night. Next, we have Ios, and this is definitely an island for you if you love to party, if you love staying up late, if you love nightlife, because this is literally the party island. It's a bit of a younger crowd. Yes, there is an area of the island that is relatively quiet, but the general vibe is a party scene. So I would not go to Ios if you don't like to party. Then lastly on this list, we've got Paros. Now, this was one of the most underrated islands that we went to. We only went here on a day trip from Paros. Unfortunately, we wish we could have stayed so much longer. It was only a 5-minute ferry from Paros, and we had the best day exploring. It's got the most amazing cave, the most amazing beaches, and they're all secluded and quiet, and it's just absolutely stunning. So it's definitely for you if you want something quieter, if you want something more authentic, or if you just want a quick little day trip, and if you're wanting that low-key Cyclades vibe. Next up, we are moving on to Ionian Islands, and honestly, we were blown away. We had so much fun exploring all of these islands this year in September, and we definitely recommend adding it to your list. And we're going to start with Corfu. Corfu is an incredibly large island as well, and if you are going, then you probably need at least a week to explore it all. And compared to the Cyclades, which is quite dusty, which is quite grey and rock-like, the Ionian Islands are lush, they're green, and Corfu especially is so green. If you love Venetian, Old Town, UNESCO heritage site vibes, then Corfu is definitely for you. It's got great beaches and it's super easy to reach. So it's best for families, history lovers, and people who want variety. It's probably not for you though if you want that like quintessential whitewashed looking Greece, like Santorini. Now moving on to Lefkada, which is our favorite Greek island. We only had 7 days here, and honestly, we could have stayed for the whole month. It is absolutely stunning, and it has some of the most amazing beaches that we have ever seen. Beaches like Porto, Castani, and Ergomeni, you have to go and check those out if you're there. Now, the best thing about Lefkada is that it's actually attached to the mainland. So if you hate ferries, Lefkada could be one for you as well. You can drive over, it's just connected by a boat, which is really cool because you can just quickly zip across the ferry and go out for dinner on the mainland, and it only takes like 20 minutes. The other thing that we just loved about Lefkada was that it has the perfect mix between like bougie and authentic. It's got really cool restaurants, really cool bars, and it kind of has like that Melbourne modern vibe, and you're going to get all of that bougie kind of feel, but then also on the island you're going to get that quintessential beautiful authentic Greece, and it's just the perfect mixture of both of these things. Plus the beaches are just out of this world. So this is an island for you if you want that kind of bougie and authentic mix, if you love beaches, and if you want easy access from, say, Athens. Next up we have Kefalonia. Now we spent a week in Kefalonia as well, and it is so big. We didn't have enough time to explore it all, but when we were in Kefalonia, the amount of messages and DMs that we got from our community saying that it was their favorite Greek island was crazy. So I think there was so much of it that we couldn't explore, but it is absolutely stunning. It's got dramatic coastlines. It's got some of the most amazing beaches as well. The turquoise water here is just crazy. Myrtos Beach is absolutely stunning. It's got caves, and it's got a really authentic and relaxed vibe. So it's probably best for nature lovers. If you love exploring and you're happy to go road tripping, you know, for like an hour or two in the car every single day and explore different areas of the island, and if you love beaches. It's probably not for you though if you like a nightlife, because it is quite quiet at night. But don't worry, if you're in the Ionian Islands and you love nightlife, then Zakynthos is the island for you. Now you've probably seen this shipwreck beach all over TikTok or Instagram, and it is absolutely stunning. Unfortunately, you can't go on the beach anymore because it's too dangerous, but they do have a really cool lookout. We only had 2 days in Zakynthos, but in that time we were still able to explore a lot. It's not nearly as big as Kefalonia, so time-wise, like getting around the island doesn't take you as long. The beaches are absolutely beautiful. If you love to party though, then Zakynthos is definitely for you, and I would recommend checking out Laganas. We hung out there a little bit because there are some really cool beach clubs, but it also kind of gives us a little bit of like a Las Vegas vibe. So Zakynthos is definitely for you if you love beautiful beaches and if you want a bit of a party, but probably skip it if you don't want the crowds. All right, moving on to the Sporades now, in particularly Skopolis. We spent 3 days in Skopolis and it was so much fun. We love Mamma Mia, or I love Mamma Mia. So we were actually driving around and visiting all the filming sites, and Skopolis is where majority of Mamma Mia was filmed. So you can see the church where Sophie almost gets married and a couple of the other filming sites, which is really cool. It's got pine forests and turquoise water, and it's absolutely stunning. It is a lot more quiet compared to Zakynthos. As I said, we spent about 3 days in Skopolis, and the vibe of the main town was nowhere near as fun as Zakynthos. So if you're wanting a bit more of a vibe, then definitely head to Zakynthos instead. The best part about staying on Zakynthos is that you can actually still do little day trips to Skopolis and still go out and see all of the Mamma Mia filming sites. But if I had to choose between 2 of these islands, I would definitely be choosing Zakynthos. So Zakynthos has some of the most beautiful beaches, and it's got over 60 beaches. It's so lush, so green, and is a lot more developed than the other islands in the Sporades. The main town in Zakynthos is also just so much fun. The best part about Zakynthos is there's kind of only one village, and that's where everyone stays and where I would recommend staying, and there's just so much happening there. There's great nightlife, great restaurants, great cafes, and beautiful beaches close by too. We definitely recommend watching the Mamma Mia film in the outdoor cinema there. We had so much fun that night. Also, just to mention as well, we do have specific videos for all of these locations, and we will pop them in the description below. If you're wanting specific tips about all of these different islands, go check them out. And then the last island in the Sporades is Naxos. Now this is a much more quiet island. It's a marine park, it's unspoiled, it's great if you like peace and quiet and if you love hiking. So this is definitely for you if you are a nature lover. And then we have Crete. As I said earlier, Crete is like an island group of its own. It is the largest Greek island, and it is so big and literally has everything that you could need at your fingertips. It's got ancient ancient ruins, it's got the most amazing food, it's got city vibes, it's got beautiful beaches, it's got mountains, it's got gorges, it's got incredible coffee, it's just got everything. So this is for you if you want everything at your fingertips. You're definitely going to need to hire a car for this trip, and you definitely need at least a week to explore the island. This is definitely for you if you're someone who does not want to island hop and if you want everything at your fingertips. It's also got 2 separate airports, so you can easily get there from Athens. So next section, I'm going to break down the island that you should choose based on the type of vibe that you would like. So if you are a beach lover, if you want that turquoise water, if you want to see some of the most amazing beaches that you have ever seen in your entire life, then you definitely have to go to the Ionian Islands, in particular Kefalonia and Lefkada. Or if you do want to choose the Cyclades for your trip and you love beaches, then Milos is the go for you. If you want quintessential postcard Greece, then you definitely need to go straight to the Cyclades and check out Santorini, Paros, and Milos. You will not be disappointed. They are absolutely stunning. If you want Mamma Mia vibes and you are a huge Mamma Mia fan, then no doubt you have to go to the Sporades. We recommend staying on Zakynthos and maybe doing little day trips here and there to Skopolis. Now, if you want everything at your fingertips all in one place, then head straight to Crete, and I wouldn't even bother about going anywhere else. Like we said, the island is so big and it has everything that you need there. The only thing with Crete is that you might be missing that like quintessential Greece vibe like Santorini has. Now, if you want variety, but you also want to island hop, then there's no doubt that you should go to the Cyclades because it has everything. It's got the quintessential Greece of Santorini. It's got the most amazing beaches in Milos. It's got Paros, which is kind of like bougie. It's got Eos, which is party vibes, and Mykonos. So if you're going to the Cyclades, no doubt you're going to get all of that included. Keep in mind though, in peak season, ferry hopping from all of these islands can be really expensive. We actually found that island hopping in the Ionian Islands was like half the price. Just something to know. Now, if you don't want to hire a car and you want to be able to walk everywhere, then we would definitely recommend checking out Hydra. There are actually no cars on this island and it's so small. Also, you can check out Simi and also Paros. If you're on a budget, then we probably would recommend checking out Naxos. We actually found this was a little bit more affordable and also Lefkada, but we'd probably recommend doing some research into those islands that you haven't heard about, maybe all of the anti-islands like anti-Paros, anti-Naxos. Those ones are going to be a little bit more cheaper as well. Now, if you want bougie, then we would definitely recommend checking out Mykonos, Santorini, and Paros. You will find all of your bougie nightclubs and your beach bars here, no doubt, and your luxury accommodation. Now, if you want underrated hidden gems, you want the peace and quiet, you don't want crowds, and you want an island without the price tag, then you must check out Antiparos. We absolutely loved that island. Folegandros, Koufasia, Simi, Sifnos, and Ikaria. Now, these are some of the islands that our community have actually recommended to us. We have not been to these islands yet, only Antiparos, which we can definitely recommend, but they're definitely islands that you should start researching if you want that vibe. Okay, so last section, how to actually decide and book your trip. So I'm going to pop a list of questions here that you should consider before you do book. The first question is, what is your vibe? Do you want romance? Do you want party? Do you want adventure? Do you want peace and quiet? Or do you want family friendly? Consider these first and then you can choose your island accordingly. Second question is, how much time do you have? If you only have one weekend, then I would definitely recommend only choosing one island. If you've got a week, then I would recommend choosing 2 to 3 islands. When you're island hopping, if you're doing any less than like 2 to 3 days, it can become quite hectic, especially because sometimes you will be on a ferry for like 4 to 5 hours in between each island, and the prices can add up. Now, if you have 10 plus days, definitely consider going to Crete and staying there the entire time, or you can look into island hopping. So you could check out around 3 to 4 islands in each area. If you have more than 2 weeks, then we would recommend maybe switching up the groups. So you could start in the Cyclades and then potentially fly to either Crete or fly to the Sporades or fly to the Ionian Islands and have a bit of a mixture there. If you do have less than 2 weeks though, we probably wouldn't recommend flying between the groups just because they're so big and it's really going to waste some of your travel time. The third question to consider is, what is your budget? If you are happy to spend a lot of money, then you definitely can head to Santorini or Mykonos. If you're on a bit more of a budget, then maybe you want to check out Naxos or even the Ionian Islands like Lefkada and Kefalonia. The fourth thing to consider is, do you want to island hop and potentially waste some time traveling between those islands, or do you want to stay put? If you want to stay put, then definitely head to Crete or just pick one island and obviously stay put. If you're happy to island hop, then I would look at a map and just see what islands are relatively close and work out your trip that way. And then the last question to consider is, do I want ferries or am I happy flying around too? In some cases, flying can actually be a little bit cheaper and ferries do take a lot longer, but each kind of come with their pros and cons. Obviously, if you're choosing to visit a couple of the different groups like Cyclades and then the Sporades, we would definitely recommend flying. We did this from Paros to Zakynthos, and of course we went through Athens, but catching a ferry from that distance would just be an absolute nightmare, and I'm actually not even sure if it's possible. Okay, finally, we are finishing off with some very important booking tips. If you're wanting to book all of your ferries, then we definitely recommend using Ferry Hopper or Ferry Scanner. You can also go onto those websites, find the independent ferry company and book directly through them. Something to take into consideration as well, like I said earlier, is that ferry hopping between the Cyclades was a lot more expensive than ferry hopping between the Ionian Islands. We definitely would not recommend spending less than 3 days in one spot to get the best out of your trip, especially if you're island hopping, because that can take up a lot of your time. Then lastly, the best months to visit Greece are May, June, September, and October. So in the shoulder months either side. Of course, if you have to go through school holidays and you need to go July, August, absolutely, you're still going to have the most amazing time, but it's going to come with a lot more crowds and a lot more heat and maybe a bit more of a price tag. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Like I said earlier as well, we have all of our individual island videos and we will pop them in the description link below. If you've got any questions, make sure you drop them below as well. We're so happy to help. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video, and we will see you soon.